The especially hairy thing that he said today was that actually he shouldn't have to bring suits like this himself. He expects that the Justice Department, the U.S. Department of Justice, should bring lawsuits like this on his behalf.
These people thought that they were going to get away with everything, even the news media. And now they're up in a tizzy because the piper is about to get paid.
It's the D program with DMT.
I'm just one man with a plan under a mighty hand.
It's the D program.
Program activated.
What's going on, y'all? Glad you guys can enter into another D program. It's good to see you guys again. Actually, I ain't seeing none of you. I appreciate you guys entering into another D program. I am back again with another episode as I get this YouTube thing down. Entering into another D program, you guys, please like and subscribe to the channel if you like my content, if you like what I'm doing. And also comment. That's the main thing. Comment and share. Most importantly, share this video as you continue to visit here. Well, we got Rachel Mad Cow. That's what everybody been calling her, Mad Cow, like mad cow's disease. Anyway, we got Rachel Maddow in here talking about the things that she's upset about Trump, and she's got a visitor and all this good stuff. So anyway, we're going to get into this and let you guys see exactly what is going on, and my commentary is going to be throughout the video. Here we go.
The dynamic that's emerging for the second Trump term is not just that powerful people want to be able to use their own power to harass their perceived critics. It's that the new president-elect expects that he will be able to use not just his own power and influence, but he will be able to use the U.S. government to harass and punish his critics.
So they've already started this, and it's not just Rachel. There are other news outlets as well talking about Trump punishing his critics. These people are not critics. These people are enemies of Trump. They hate his guts ever since he first came down that golden escalator, talking about he was going to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C. This woman is trying to twist a narrative, a brand new narrative, actually, that says Trump is now going after his critics and out for some type of revenge agenda. Like he's going on tour now, that he's back in office. He's going on tour to have some type of revenge agenda. And it's just not so. But I'm going to break this down so you guys, you people, you can see what these people are playing at. In fact, Trump, I heard he was a 2D or 3D chess player. Either two boards or three boards at the same time. So this guy is thinking far ahead of what they think they've got on him. So all of this now, see, they can't understand. Listen, because we've been so far removed in this country from justice, any type of true justice that comes along, they're going to automatically think it's revenge. Now, not the people that's leading the normies, if you will, the people who don't really think about these things. They just go shopping in the store and go home and look at TV. I'm not talking about them. Now, the people like Maddow, they know what they're doing. They know they're pushing this narrative, man. They are pushing this narrative, or the invisible enemy, the principalities, powers, rulers of darkness in high places that's behind these people. He's pushing it through them to make the normal people think that Trump is now after enemies. They're trying to make people think that everything that happened to Trump was warranted. It was supposed to happen. So now that Trump is back in office and he's going to do true justice, most people are not going to understand it. At least the people who voted for Kamala. They're not going to understand it for the most part, because how many college students, or actually college students came through quite big for Trump. But how many people, y'all know these woke college students, actually have seen justice? They've never seen it. They've never seen justice. That's why they're running amok right now. They're running amok. These people think they're still hidden. They're like the Wizard of Oz, right? They're out in the open, but they think they're hidden. They think nobody can see them. It's like the guy in The Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, and they open the curtain, and he's doing all of this. Don't you know I'm the one? Blah blah blah. And then he looks back and see him. Shut that curtain! You're not supposed. Don't pay attention to that man behind the curtain. When the man behind the curtain is the one telling them not to open the curtain. The gig is up, man. It's up, and they know it. There's nothing they can do about it. We're gonna continue.
And it's not just the Justice Department he plans to use. Today, the outgoing chair of the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, responded again to Trump's demands that the FCC should strip licenses from a news network that made him mad. The outgoing chair said, quote, the FCC has no business threatening to take away broadcast licenses because the president doesn't like the content or coverage on a network.
Well, of course. If that was true, if the playing field was level. But this is the article, you guys, from the FCC themselves that I looked up as far as finding out what is the true rule here. And I highlighted, it says the FCC is prohibited by law from engaging in censorship or infringing on First Amendment rights of the press. And that's true. But you got to read on. See, when you read on, you get the full context. It says it is illegal for broadcasters to intentionally distort the news. And the FCC may act on complaints if there is documented evidence of such behavior from persons with direct personal knowledge. Do you think Trump has the evidence? Absolutely, Trump has the evidence. He has the evidence, people. And he has it in such a way where he's going after every single one of these news outlets, these fake, phony, pseudo news outlets. And he already got 15 million. He's going to get paid, and he's going to bring down justice as he's getting paid. Trump's going to bring down justice as he's getting paid. And it's not just for him to get paid, because y'all know he's already paid. He's a multi-billionaire. Since he instituted his own company, as far as social media over there on Truth Social, he'll another like more $10 more billion, right? In addition to what his real estate empire is. So it ain't about him suing these people just for the sake of getting paid. Yeah, I said that. But it's for the sake of showing people that they were wrong. He's going to bring it all out. His attorneys is going to bring this entire show to center ring, so everybody can see it, not just in the United States, but everybody all around the world. They're going to be able to see this. Here we go.
Trump talked about using the U.S. military domestically to target Americans who oppose him or protest against him, the so-called enemy from within.
And there is an enemy from within. I'm going to go over that when we get to the deprogram portion of this video. But there is an enemy from within, y'all. We're going to go over that.
Now he's reportedly planning on creating a new board overseeing promotions and senior officers in the U.S. military, which would allow him to purge military leadership of anybody who is disloyal to him.
Listen, this is not new. They're talking about anybody who's disloyal to Trump. This is not new. He did this back in his first term. Check this video out. I'm going to show you guys what's going on here.
Politics.
Tonight, the commander-in-chief locked in a war.
Now, this is back, I don't know, maybe 2017, 18, something like that. You can do your homework on it.
War of words with his generals. President Trump lashing out at those questioning his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria.
If you pull American influence out, you're likely to have greater instability.
Mr. Trump tweeting, "Some failed generals who were unable to do the job before I arrived like to complain about me and my tactics." Retired four-star General Stanley McChrystal among those slamming Trump's sudden Syria shift, while going a step further.
I think he's a liar.
This woman, she acts just like a witch, man. Do you think he's a liar? I mean, look at her, man.
I don't think
she's very witchy.
tells the truth.
Is Trump immoral?
She's trying to get more out of him. Look at her. Is he immoral? Please give me that, okay? In the news, public eye, so everybody can see that he's immoral. Will you say it? Will you say he's immoral?
In your view?
I think he is.
That's as two of the men Mr. Trump calls his generals exit the administration this week. John Kelly out as White House Chief of Staff, and Defense Secretary Jim Mattis resigning in protest over Mr. Trump's worldview.
I see my generals as generals are going to.
If I was president and I didn't have generals who agreed with my worldview, I'd fire them. They'd be out of here, man. Who wants people around them that's disloyal when you are in a position of power and you're truly trying to carry out what you were voted into office for? Why would you want someone dissident that's going against what you were voted in office to do? And that's what he's got to go through this time. This 2024 election, this is a mandate. Trump has to do what he was voted into office to do. Get out the illegals. Should have said Smeagol's anyway. Utopia Tube, man. I got to get used to Utopia Tube. Vote him. Not vote him out. Get him out. We have to, of course, lower taxes. He has to get men out of women's sports. Stop this crazy attack on our children. Castration, chemical castration, and all this foolishness because the little girl wants to play baseball one day. We got her. Get her. You got to cut everything up now so that she don't. No, Trump has an agenda. He has a mandate. He won all of the swing states. He won the popular vote. Not that it makes a difference with the popular vote because we're not a popular vote nation. In fact, we're not even a democracy. We are a representative republic. And as soon as people start using representative republic, it will demand more people to say, what is a representative republic? Anyway, I digress. Anyway, Trump has to carry out his agenda. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a problem for his administration. He's a lame duck president. I get it. This is his last term. We understand that. But it will be problems on his legacy. And he don't want to do that. Trump is a winner. In his mind, he is a winner. He wants to go out as a winner, not a loser. When you understand Trump, you got to understand that he has a mentality of winning. And so he has to do what the American people has voted him into office to do.
Keep us safe. These are central casting. If I'm doing a movie, I pick you, General.
They're the latest in a string of former high-ranking military officers who've been fired, pushed out, or quit the administration.
And Trump is a firing guy, man. He's a firing president. He was a firing CEO of his own company. Of course, because if you don't fire, then you're going to continue to have riffraff trying to sabotage you. You have to be able to fire. See, people in the government, they don't fire nobody. Nobody gets fired. They do a poor job. They continue to do a poor job. And then the people in this country say, hey, we want something different. We want something better. And then we keep this process going. And what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, but you're expecting a different result. And that's not happening in government because there is no firing. But this administration is going to fire people. And this is why they're pushing back so hard. This is the reason.
Trump and his allies are also.
And I'm going to say one more thing about this loyalty thing. Think about Jesus. Jesus Christ himself. He recruited people around him who he wanted to be loyal to him, not from conquest. Oh, you got to do what I say. No. I'm going to earn your trust. I'm going to earn your trust through my life, giving you how to act, showing you how to act, how to be, how to talk, right? And he recruited 12 disciples whom he wanted to be loyal to him. Now, get this. There was one disciple who was not loyal to Jesus. And look what that disloyalty did. Look where it got him. Granted, I understand that he came knowing that he was going to die. Yes. But the principle is this. If you don't have loyal people around you, it can get you hurt, even killed. So these people in the media with this fake, phony, pseudo message that Trump is demanding loyalty, loyalists. There's nothing wrong with it, people. These people they will start a narrative on anything to divide this country, to divide his cabinet, to bring any type of discord to what he's trying to do for us in America. Anyway.
So reportedly considering withholding federal money from states or cities that don't go along with plans like his mass deportation idea.
Of course.
It feels like a lot because it is a lot and it's happening all at once. But how do local governments and news organizations and ordinary citizens think strategically about this when Trump is threatening and saying he expects to use the most powerful government on earth against its own citizens?
Okay. So Trump expects to use the most powerful government on earth. Okay. Okay, Rachel. He expects to use the most powerful. What do you mean by that? I mean, you said earlier in the video about his critics, like Trump wants to silence his critics, or he wants to go after his critics. What critics are you talking about? You mean the liars who called him Hitler, right? And a threat to democracy? What critics are you speaking of when you was talking about that? Critics who continually spew vitriol and lies to the American people in an effort to sway public opinion by inducing fear towards this man? Those critics? That government? What government? Now she's talking about government. What government are you talking about? The same government that went after him? You must be talking about the Russia government that was proven to be fake and false when this phony fake dossier that Hillary Clinton purchased to get that going, that was fake. It came out fake and phony, yet you still talk about these things. They still talk about these things. These people raided his home through lawfare. That government, he used the government. I mean, think about the audacity of these people. They're so elite in their own bubble, in their own world. I don't even think they know what just happened over the past few years. Just this Biden administration. I know he knew something about these FBI agents coming to raid his house. Yeah, that government is who you're talking about now. See, these people, you got to be able to see through the glass, because it's going to be a very dark glass that they're speaking through. Like, they don't want you to see actually what they're saying. They don't want you to remember what happened, but so they speak, behind this dark glass, so you can't understand, that there is something that they are trying to portray that has already happened, but you don't see what has already happened. You only see what they're saying. I don't know if that came out right. If it didn't, forgive me. But the lawfare and the government that she's talking about now has already lashed out and did its bidding towards Trump. Fannie Willis, Letitia James, all this fake lawfare. And now she's talking about the government going after, Trump's going to use the government to go after them. He's not going to do that. Listen, if you didn't do anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. If you didn't blatantly lie on Trump and the people of this country, like the ones who, the J6, people who are still in jail, you don't have anything to worry about. But if you did, see, that's the problem. And these people they don't know what to do. When you put when an animal is against a wall and in a corner, he's going to lash out. And that's what's happening here, y'all. That's exactly what's happening.
To attack his critics. What can your mayor or your governor or your local paper or some voluntary organization you might be part of do to stand up against that in a time like this? Just the person to ask. Joining us now is Anthony Romero, Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union.
Look at the resemblance. These are freaking clowns, y'all. They're clowns. Oh, DMG, aren't you supposed to be a Christian? Yes, I'm a Christian. And you know what? All I'm doing here is mocking these people. Why am I mocking them? I'm making a show of the enemies openly, just like Jesus did when he went to lead captivity captive. He made a show of them openly. Open debate is how we take these people down. Openly, in front, in the public. This is my platform. I'm using it to mock these people because they need people to understand. We need people to understand. They're nothing. They're nothing but government bureaucrats who are trying to keep the American people under their thumb. And they're all clowns. That's what this is. They're all clowns. Sinister clowns. striking resemblance.
Anthony, it's really nice to see you. Thank you for coming
Great
in.
to see you. Great to see you.
Having you and Tim Snyder here on the same night feels to me like I won the lottery. I really appreciate it.
No, it's great. It was great to be with you.
Tell me about how you at the ACLU are thinking about your plans to try to defend American civil liberties in this term versus the first term.
Well, we've been planning for almost a year. We were anticipating the possibility that he would win this election. So we've spent thousands of staff hours studying Project 2025, tracking the campaign promises, going back and playing back what happened in Trump 1.0.
Think about this. They've been tracking the campaign promises of Trump. Nothing but good promises, people. Lowering taxes, closing down the border so that we have a more safe environment, a safe country. We don't know who's coming in here. I mean, establishing things that, the monetary system, promising, possibly serious tax changes to the tax code, maybe even no capital gains tax. You've been looking at the plan for what? You got to look at what these people are representing. They're telling you who they are. Trump has got all these wonderful plans for America being first. And he said, we've been looking at his plans. See, they want to thwart all of that. They want to go against America. What's wrong with MAGA? Make America great again. No. They don't want America to be great again. They want America to be under their control again. That's what they want.
To see what might happen with Trump 2.0. And so we've been trying to get ready for this whole period of time. Litigation is going to be key.
Litigation is going to be key.
Courts still are a place we'll have to turn to.
The courts is still a place we're going to have to turn to. Lawfare. When these people tell you who they are, believe it.
We have this whole plan around a firewall for freedom, we call it. The idea that these local...
Yeah, they got a firewall for freedom. They said, we got a plan. Our whole plan called the firewall for freedom. What that firewall is to keep freedom out. They have a firewall to keep freedom out. That's their firewall for freedom. Yeah, we got to put up this firewall for freedom. Yeah, keep it out. I read these people, man. You got to read them. You got to read between their words. Firewall for freedom means to keep out freedom with this firewall that they're going to put up.
Local officials can really play an important role in stopping the worst of the government abuses.
How so?
Well, for instance, when they're going to try to detain and deport all these hundreds of thousands, up to 1 million people, that's an operation that they have the legal power to do the raids, but the logistics. And they're going to need mayors and governors.
See, they're hoping. What this guy's hoping for, he said the logistics. In other words, how is it going to look? They're hoping that the logistics of it look so bad that Trump actually doesn't carry it out. He doesn't go through, flow through, follow through with what he said he was going to do, which is deport these people. Criminals first. Holman, I think that's his name. See, Holman is a rough, gritty guy. They're hoping that the logistics, like he said, is going to come through so that they will not go through with the plan to deport these people. It was illegal for them to come here. It was illegal for you to let them in the nation without coming through the front door. I mean, how would you like for somebody to come through your back door? Sick, man.
Or city councils to either give them access to police officers or not, jails. Where are you going to house all these folks?
Where are you going to house them? Here's where we're going to house them. Check out what Texas said.
Right?
The Texas Land Commissioner is now offering a 1,400-acre ranch of newly acquired land.
1,400 acres of newly acquired land
Along the Rio Grande to President-elect Donald Trump's administration for the construction of deportation facilities and staging areas to carry out Trump's plan to deport illegal immigrants beginning in 2025.
It's as though the country is trying to heal itself. The country is providing medical attention to itself from within. And hopefully this can be carried out. Because when states like Texas step up and help the administration, the easier this deportation, the more humane it'll be. right? Because we wanted to be humane. But the first thing these people will say is,
And so
part of are you going to separate families and things like that? Well, they got to be separated, or they can be deported together. It's what it is.
What we're doing is we're preparing executive orders and we're organizing our folks to put pressures on elected officials so they don't roll over.
So they don't roll over. Either you roll over or you get rolled over. That's what's up, man. So look, y'all. These people are at it again. They're at it again. Now, she went over a couple of things. She was just talking about the enemy within, and I told you that we was going to go over that in the D program. So what we just saw was the program, their program to program your mind into what they want you to think, how they want you to think and talk and be and act and spread what they're telling you. But now we're going to get into the D program, which is God's program. The seeing through all of the foolishness that what we just saw. Okay, so we're going to talk about the enemy within first. So let me get over there. Here it is. We're going to talk about the enemy within first. So what does it say? This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 24 through 30. It says, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while the men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares amongst the wheat and went his way. Now think about this. While the men slept. What are we calling this time right here in America? We're calling this the Great Awakening, aren't we? We're calling this the Great Awakening. And when you have a Great Awakening, you have a situation where people are waking up from what's normal or what they've, seen in the past as normal. But there is a great awakening because Americans were asleep. They were just going about their life because they were trusting the government. They were trusting the newscast. They was trusting the CDC. They just trust everybody. All of these bureaucracies we were trusting. But now there is an enemy in the camp that has come along and has sown tares. So let's get back over here. It says here, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares amongst the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou not sow good seed by the field? From whence then hath it tares? In other words, where did the weeds come from? We sowed good seed. Where are these weeds coming from? And here's what he said. He said unto them, an enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, will thou then go out? Will thou then that we go and gather? I got to get the other translation, because this is thou then stuff. Anyway, the servant said, do you want us to go out and get them? Right? I'm just paraphrasing here. Do you want us to go out and get? He said, no, don't do that. But here's my point. The point is an enemy sowed tares within his camp. An enemy sowed tares within his camp. And so now what? So we got to understand, this is what's going on in America. This is what's happening in our own nation. The scripture we just read is what's happening in our own nation. Right there. He said, an enemy has done this. Verse 28. The servant said unto him, do you want us to go and gather them up? No, let them grow together. Now I understand that the context of this is talking about when Jesus comes back, he's going to separate the wheat from the tares. He's going to bring the wheat into the barn, the tares going in the fire, right? Going to hell. Whoever didn't accept him, whoever didn't prepare, all this good stuff, right? And it is good. It's good because evil is going to be done away with, and good is going to rule the land. It's going to reign forever. But justice is coming. And to get into the justice part, let's get into this next part right here. Here's what it says. It says, do you not remember that when I was still with you, I told you these things? And now you know what is restraining, that he may be revealed in his own time. Let's see who has sown the tares, right? It says, for the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. When you look outside, your doors, people, or outside the doors of other states, you can see that the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. It says, he who now restrains will do so until he is taken out of the way. We have lawlessness, and justice is the only thing that can correct lawlessness. In verse 9, it says, the coming of the lawless one is according to the workings of Satan. What do we have right now in this country? The workings of Satan. Lawless people have been running our nation for the last 4 years. Just running our nation. Think about it. Lawlessness. I'm sure there are laws on the books for men to not be able to play in women's sports. I'm sure there's laws on the books for transgender people to not be able to castrate children because they feel a certain way at a certain time in their life that's too young to make that decision. And they're making a permanent decision for a temporary feeling. Lawlessness. But justice is coming, people. And there's nothing that's going to be able to stop it. And that's why these people are going nuts right now. They're going nuts, and they're trying to create a new narrative, twist it, turn it, tilt it in a way where people will start to just vaguely start some doubt. And then it'll be insidious over the next 4 years, creeping in slowly but surely, making people wonder, did I vote for the right thing? What's going on here? That's their agenda. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. And I appreciate you guys coming into here to another D program. I hope you guys got something from that. My name is DMG. I want you guys to understand something. I don't take it lightly when you come here, right? When you spend some time in the D program, I appreciate it truly from the top of my heart all the way to the bottom. And I want you to also understand something else. It is love that we need back in this country. It is true love. I'm talking about the love of truth. Not love wins garbage. Not love who you want garbage. I'm talking about the love of the truth. And when you have the love of the truth, then God can't send you a strong delusion. He can't give you a strong delusion because you love truth. And this is already happening, people. All of this gender dysphoria, these so-called drones, UFOs, UAPs, all this is the beginning of these delusions beginning. And it's only going to get those who hate the truth. That's just it just came off my heart like that. And people who hate the truth, they're going to easily succumb to all of these deceptions because that's what we're dealing with. But that's what I got for you guys today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Comment and most importantly, share this video. This is DMG, and you have been deprogrammed. Peace, y'all.